Hey, Programming 12, we're going to be taking a look at how we can get that enemy to stay in its room. We wanted this enemy to be in room 1, 1, right? And we're in room 1, 1, row 1, column 1. There it is right over here. Room X is 1, room Y is 1. Doesn't seem to make a difference, though. Like, I can go to room, X1, Y2, and it's still there. And I can go over to room X2, Y is 1, and it's there. And it doesn't matter where I go. It's always going to show up. Because room X and room Y inside of enemy have no value. They don't have any meaning yet. They're just two ints. So let's make it valuable. One thing we can do is we can make them only work if, only show if their room X and room Y matches the heroes. Room X and room Y. So I'll put that information here. I'm going to make an if statement. I'm going to just put my braces in right now because I know I will make a mistake later. So I'll simply do the show function if room X equals my hero dot room X and room Y equals my hero dot room Y. All right. So there it is. Will this be enough? Will this make it disappear? Well, I think so. I think it will not show if I am in a different room. Let's find out. Oh, I have a mistake. Oh, I forgot two equal signs. Classic. Here we go. Ready for it? Here it comes. Wait for it. I don't know. I'm not sure it's taking so long. Let's try again. Oh, I'm on a different keyboard now. You might have seen I changed my location. Had to move to a different place. Hey, my computer is not running back. Oh, there we go. It's just very, very slow. Here it comes. Dungeon crawl. All right, there's my monster. And I'm going to go to another room. And, oh, it disappeared. And if I go back, it's back. And I go down, and it's gone. All right. So you might be like, well, yeah, it's just hiding and showing. That's not really, like, belonging to a particular room. But isn't it? Actually, it totally is. Part of the trick will also be that when we create an act function for it to do something, we'll use that same if statement. That way it won't act either. And in some ways, room X and room Y will function kind of the way the mode framework functions. When you change modes, you no longer call those functions. So we just won't call those functions. We could do this here, and that will work fine. We could also consider putting this code into the main loop. So only telling particular objects to show and act if they're in the same room as the hero. So it might actually be more efficient instead of us putting it here, because there might be other things that we want to only hide and show. Instead of putting it here, why don't we think about putting it in that loop? So I'm going to go to my game function, I think. That would be where it is. So go to my mode framework. This is the draw game objects. So we could sort of make sure it just works for all things. Where is draw game objects? Draw game objects. Here it is. So we could consider only drawing the game objects if their rooms match the hero's rooms. So I could say do this if object dot room X equals my hero dot room X and object dot room Y equals my hero dot room Y. So that's going to wrap the entire thing here. Only act and show and remove if it's in the same room as the hero. Fortunately, the hero is always in the same room as the hero, so that won't mess up our code there. Why is it better to put this here? Well, if I make other enemies, I'd have to put that same if statement in each one of those enemies. And maybe I'll make other things like treasures and stuff that are specific to particular rooms, and I have to put that code in every single show function for all those treasures and all the power-ups and all the whatever other objects I make. So if I remove it from the show function in enemy and I put it over here in draw game objects, beautiful. I've done the work and I can kind of forget about it. I can just assume rooms are going to kind of work now. Let's just confirm that actually works. I'll run it and see how that goes. Sorry, my computer's so slow. I took it off of the power cord. And I unplugged it, basically. I'm on battery right now, so maybe that has something to do with it. Okay, let's go. Oh, I left the room, and I'm back. Great. So I think this is going to work nicely. Now I don't have to program it in my act function either. So, really convenient to put it there. But the basic concept is the same. I'm only showing and acting, if I'm in the same room. Gosh, that 100 looks awfully terrible, doesn't it? I can't live with it. I'm going to go and change it so it's, what is that? Maybe size 15 or something? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. So, hey, what's next? So next thing is we're going to make it so that we can shoot this enemy. And then we'll talk about extending the enemy class and making some new kind of enemies. Ooh, that's a little better. So what I like to do next is pew, pew, want to be able to shoot it, and maybe it reduces its hit points or something like that. That might be nice to do. Okay, that's the next step. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll come back with shooting enemies.